Hello everybody, my name is Shadow Duke and welcome to my farm run guide. So I just want to clarify that this is not a 1 to 99 guide. This is just to show you what path to take for your fruit trees, your normal trees, your herbs, as well as your bush patches. With that being said, I will be showing you the routes that I take, as well as the seeds that I use, but it's ultimately up to you what seeds you're going to be using during the trip based on your level and how much you want to spend. I will be going in a bit more detail on the seeds that I use later on in this guide. First off, let's go over the setup that I use. The first piece of item on this list is going to be the Master Farmer's outfit. This outfit provides you with a ton of buffs to the farming skill. The notable ones are going to be the experience bonus, 10% chance to harvest more hops, herbs, and allotment crops. Herbs are auto-cleaned while harvested and do provide you with the Herbalore XP that you would get from cleaning them manually. Protection payment is discounted by 2, as well as a 10% chance to gain bonus produce while harvesting fruit trees and bushes. The way you can get this outfit is through invention and by farming. You're going to need to start by farming, and then you'll end up getting these farm fragments, and then you use that to craft them at an invention table. It's going to take you a while to get, so don't worry about rushing it, just keep on farming and eventually you'll get it. Next up we have the farming skill cape. This has a chance of gathering all the resources from one patch as well as noting them, saving you a lot of time. For instance, if you have 8 herbs that you can harvest, it can harvest them all in one go, and then you'll have 8 noted herbs in your inventory. That does also stack with the Master Farming outfit where it cleans it, so they're going to be clean at the same time, saving you extra time as well as making a little extra money because clean herbs do sell more than grimy. Next up we have the Crystal Teleport Seed, as well as the attuned version. This just gives you easy access to Prifness and Letia. If you don't have the attuned Crystal Teleport Seed, you can get the Taiwan Quiver, and that'll give you unlimited teleports to Letia. You're going to want to bring a combination staff. I like to bring the Steam Staff, as well as some runes that'll complement the staff that you choose, whether it's a lava, a mud, or any other ones that are in the game. And lastly on this list, you're going to want to bring a Luck of the Dwarves and a Grace of the Elves. Farming does have a chance to proc Grace of the Elves, and if you wear a Luck of the Dwarves, you have your chance at a Hazel Signet ring. If you can't afford those, I would recommend just bringing an Amulet of Bountiful Harvest, so that way you have a chance of saving seeds, which does stack with the Scroll of Life that you can get from Dungeoneering. Up next we have the inventory setup. If you want to do the full run, you're going to want to bring 6 tree saplings, 7 fruit tree saplings, 1 calcot tree sapling, 6 herb seeds, as well as 4 bush seeds if you haven't already planted them. For the tree seeds, I usually bring yew trees because the experience that you get is pretty good and they're not that expensive. For fruit trees, I bring papayas because the papayas do sell for a good amount of money and the seeds aren't that expensive as well. And then I bring 1 calquat, and those are extremely cheap. You should always be planting them once a day. And for the herb seeds, I just find whatever's expensive at the time, buy the seeds and do it. Currently, I'm using Felstock. But there are plenty other seeds that you can pick, whether they're Aventos, dwarf weeds, Torstals sell pretty well, Qualms, even Irits. There's plenty of expensive herbs, so just look at which ones are expensive and which ones you want to plant. You should also bring 8 poison ivy berries, or 6 if you have the Master Farmer's outfit, so that way you can protect your calquat seeds. You can combo your bush patch with your calquat tree seed by planting poison ivy berries, since that's what's used to pay for the protection. Once you have all your farming supplies, make sure you get teleport runes to all the cities, as well as your combo staff that we mentioned before, an ecto file, a juju teleport seed, as well as your farming urns for extra experience while you farm. Just note that this setup is if you're doing all 4 types of crops. If you're only going to be doing herbs, then you won't need the Juju Seed teleport, and you won't need all the saplings. And that should save you a lot of room so you don't have to note your herbs as often. And the last thing I'd like to mention is the new Archaeology Relic. You can get the Relic, Farm Ecology, that will protect your mushrooms and your herb patches 100% at level 81. By using this relic, you're going to guarantee that your herbs will survive every single time, therefore netting more profit in the long run. So if this is something that you want to do every day, I would recommend putting that relic on. And if you do this run every hour and a half, you're going to be making even more money, so keep that in mind. For this run, we're going to start off at trees, then fruit trees, then herbs, and lastly we're going to do bushes. It's all going to flow in one nice route, and for the most part you're not going to be overlapping locations. I am going to be doing one crop type at a time to kind of keep the guide a little bit more consistent so that I'm not jumping all over in case one person only wants to do trees, or if someone only wants to do herbs, it'll all be in one nice line. With all that being said, let's go ahead and jump right into this farm run. To start things off, you're going to use your crystal teleport seed to teleport to Tra in the Prifddinas. You're going to run south to the yew tree. Then go ahead and use a Lumbridge teleport and check yew tree there. Next up, head over to Falador and then run east into the garden. Once you've checked that one, head over to Tavelry with the home teleport and then run north. Use your Luck of the Dwarves, Ring of Wealth, or Varrock teleport, and then run east to the palace. If you don't have the Grand Exchange teleport, you're going to run north. Once you've done that, head back to the Grand Exchange and use the Spirit Tree. You're going to choose option 2 to teleport to the Gnome Stronghold. If you don't have access to the tree system, you're just going to have to teleport to Ardoin, run west into the Stronghold. While you're there, if you run east, you can see your first fruit tree, so go ahead and collect that while you're there. And then run southwest to the tree patch. This is going to be the final tree, and it flows nicely into the fruit tree run. Since you've already checked the fruit tree here in the Stronghold, just use the tree again and choose option 1 to go to the Tree Gnome Village. Once you're there, run west, and then follow the gnome to leave the maze. Run slightly southwest to check another fruit tree. Now go ahead and use your Juju teleport seeds, and then run south over the vine, and then plant or check your fruit tree there. Now go ahead and use your Karamja Lodestone teleport and run north to check that fruit tree. Once you've done that, run back south or teleport again, whichever one you prefer, and then head southeast. Here you're going to see your one and only Calquat tree, so go ahead and plant that tree and pay the worker your berries so that way he'll protect your crops. Now use your quiver or your teleport seed to get to Letia. Run slightly east and then you're going to see the tree patch. Now go ahead and teleport to Catherby. And in this location, if you want, you can check your herb patch, but I'm not going to do that right now just to keep it consistent. Once you've done that, go ahead and head southeast, and then you're going to see another fruit tree. And finally, use your teleport crystal seed again to head to Milieu. And then head north, and you're going to see the final fruit tree. Once you've done that, head south or use your teleport crystal to head to Kreis. There you're going to see your first herb patch as well as a bush patch, so go ahead and deal with both of those patches. Next up, teleport to Troll Stronghold. Use the shortcut to the south and to the west to make it a little bit faster. Keep running a little bit west and then north into the cave. Once you're in the cave, run south through the door, run north, climb the ladder, and you should see the patch to the north once you've climbed that ladder. Next up, if you didn't already do the Catherby patch, use the Catherby teleport lodestone, run a little bit northwest, and check that herb patch. Now use the Ecto file or the Canfis home teleport. If you use the file, head west. If you use the lodestone, head northeast. Then use the Draenor teleport, or you could even use the boss hub now. And then run west past the wall, and you'll see the Falador patch right there. And finally, go ahead and use your RD home teleport. It'll bring you to the Manor Farm, so head northeast, and that's your final herb patch. And lastly, we're just going to go over the bush patches now. Go ahead and use the Port's Rim teleport, and then head west. Once you pass a couple of buildings, you're going to see the bush patch behind it. Then use the Varrock home teleport and head west past the Champions Guild, and there's a bush patch right there. And lastly, go ahead and use your monastery teleport that you can get from the Ardoin Diaries to pick the bush patch right outside of the monastery. If you don't have access to that teleport like I didn't, just use an Ardoin teleport and then run southwest past the zoo. Typically, I only do the bush patches when I'm running low on poison ivy berries to pay for my calquats, but if you want to do it for extra money, go for it. You can also plant more profitable bushes, but I just use it as a source of convenience. And since I only need 6 berries, for the most part, I just check 2 patches. And there we have it, that's the whole run. Obviously, if you want to change up your seeds, go for it, plant whatever you want, and if you want to add allotments to this, then go ahead and bring those seeds as well. You need 3 per patch, so depending on how many patches you're doing, if you're doing all 4, you're going to need 24 seeds. Personally, I don't do that just because it consumes a lot of time and you don't really get too much out of it, in my opinion. And with that being said, I'd like to thank you all for watching. If you found this video helpful, please leave a comment, subscribe, leave a like, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye!